Hey, welcome back to Frank's Favorite Foods, where we're always cooking up a good time. This is the channel where I teach you how to make restaurant quality food at home. Today, we're making one of everybody's favorite foods, fried chicken tenders. The chicken tender or tenderloin is a strip of breast meat that is part of the breast, but that is not really connected so that it can be separated and used as is. Like beef tenderloin, it's also a much more tender piece of meat than the chicken breast. Start by gently removing the large tendon. Next, let's make a little marinade to season the chicken. First, I'll add a half teaspoon of salt and a teaspoon of sugar. Now I'm going to make my own buttermilk by combining 3/4 of a cup of whole milk with 2 teaspoons of white vinegar. Combine those ingredients thoroughly and then refrigerate until you're ready to flour the chicken. Our flour mixture is 2 cups of all-purpose flour, 2 teaspoons of salt, 1 teaspoon each of onion powder and garlic powder, and then 2 teaspoons of black pepper. So I was on YouTube the other day watching this crazy video of a guy who was making this video of this guy who was making a video, well, I guess he was making a video of another guy making a video with a whisk, combine 1 egg and 1.5 cups of whole milk. This recipe requires that you flour the chicken tenders twice. Put the chicken tender in the flour and dust it lightly. Then put it in the egg wash. You're just dipping it in the egg wash, so take it out immediately, let the egg wash run off, and then return it to the flour. Next, I'm going to gently squeeze the chicken tender. This will help to make a nice crust on the outside. As you squeeze it, you're squeezing in more flour and drying out the outside of the chicken tender. This process also helps to create some little nooks and crannies in your chicken tender, so it's really crunchy and crispy. I got my love for cooking from my grandmother Mariah, but I'm sure she would have absolutely no use for a chicken tender. She wanted something with gristle and skin and something she could gnaw on. I even remember her taking chicken bones off of my plate. She'd be all slurping and chunking and biting, and that chicken bone would look like it'd been hit by a school of piranhas. I'm dropping the chicken tenders into 3 cups of canola oil that's been heated to about 365 degrees. Since we're not using a deep fryer, move the chicken around in the pan fairly regularly so that none of it is sitting on the bottom for too long. I mean, who really doesn't love a delicious, hot, crispy chicken tender? I'm going to leave you my recipe for this delicious homemade honey mustard. Thanks again for tuning in to Frank's Favorite Foods, where I'm always cooking up a good time. If you haven't subscribed, please do so. If you have any questions or suggestions, I'd love to hear from you, so please leave me a comment. Once again, thank you for tuning in to Frank's Favorite Foods. I'll see you in the next video.